Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It has been a hot minute since I picked up my camera. I think it's been over a month now and I haven't filmed a reading vlog in about 4 months. Today I thought it'd be really fun to do like a mood read with me slash maybe get out of my book slump because I've been in the largest book slump since the beginning of this year. I just haven't been in the mood to read it all or pick up a book. Nothing has seemed like very interesting. I'm currently reading the last Throne of Glass book, Kingdom of Ash. I've been reading this for over a month and I feel like that's valid because this is like 980 pages. I even bought a copy of it on my Kindle because just like taking this brick everywhere is really not possible and it's just so bulky. It just takes up too much space. I feel like yesterday was the first day in a really long time I sat down and I read like 150 pages. If you guys have read a Sarah J Maas book, you know once you like get to the end, it just is like a go, go, go. I am finally at the 800 page mark. I was literally sobbing last night reading this. I just feel like I've had so much beef with this book in particular just because it is a little more slower pace and it's also the last one, so obviously like I don't want it to end, but I also was just like so nervous going into it because it is so large. I knew it was going to take me forever and a day to read it and I'm just honestly ready to finish it and be done with it so I can move on to something else and hopefully get out of my slump. So with all that being said, I thought it would be really fun just to end off this series with you guys and then we'll see kind of what else I decide to get up to. Hopefully we'll get out of a reading slump in this video. Today is the day I finally finish this book. I'm scared but also excited to be done with it. It's gonna be so bittersweet. I'm so sad. No more characters, no more world. Good morning, you guys. It is a brand new day, and yesterday I finally finished it. Kingdom of Ash. I kind of just feel bittersweet about finishing this book series. It has been my life for the past like 6 months. I was shaking finishing it, but I didn't cry. I think the rating I'm gonna go with for this book is a 4.5. It definitely did not give me a 5-star feeling just because it was a lot slower pace than I would have liked just because it's so incredibly detailed. There are certain characters I just did not enjoy reading their point of views at all. I really like how it came together at the end. I liked how she wrapped everything up. She kind of left it open-ended for a couple of characters, which I have mixed feelings about because I wanted to see how some of them like ended up in like their future. Obviously I'm very happy that I was able to finish out this series and now I can move on to reading Crescent City, which is so exciting. I also did want to say I really like how all of the female characters in here are just strong women. Also feeling bittersweet because I love these characters so much. As for what I'm going to read next, I think it might just be easier for me to read something on my Kindle. I also pay for Kindle Unlimited and I can't remember the last time I read a book on there. So I probably should read something on Kindle Unlimited. I think after reading all of the fantasy books, I just need like a happy romance. That's kind of like what mood I'm in right now. I thought it might be good for me to continue on with a series that I already started. I'm gonna read Heartless, which is the second book in the Chestnut Spring series. Everybody has so many good things to say about this book series. I wasn't like the biggest fan of the first one just because there is a lot of spice in these books. I was watching a Sophie Miller reading wrap-up video yesterday and she talked about how she read a couple of the Chestnut Spring series books and it kind of like put me in the mood to want to read them. So I think that's what I'm gonna read next. They're all on Kindle Unlimited, which is really nice because like I just said, I pay for that subscription. That is what we're gonna read next. I have it open here on my Kindle. Chapter 1, and I'm very excited. So let's get to reading. Hello you guys, I wanted to give you a Heartless reading update because it's been a while since, I talked to the camera. I got back from my trip on Monday and today is Thursday and I'm only 50% of the way through this book. I have really been in my slow reading era. At this point it feels very mid, like I'm not enjoying it that much, like I'm not attached to the characters really at all. I'm just kind of reading it to read it at this point. Not too much has happened for it being like 50% of the book. Like the romance hasn't really developed too much. Not too much has happened with the plot so far. I'm very hopeful that it'll, pick up since I am halfway through the book now. Just to give y'all a little synopsis, I don't think I mentioned what this book is about. This is the second book in the Chestnut Springs series. This is about Cade. He's the oldest sibling in the Eaton family. The entire series kind of revolves around the Eaton family. I think there is like 3 or 4 siblings total. The first book is about Rhett, who's the youngest sibling. He's a bull rider, and then Cade, he kind of runs their family ranch and he has a 5-year-old son named Luke. The whole like premise of this is that he's hopeful to find someone to be a nanny to his son over the summer while he is out working on the ranch. Sorry, Kemper's got her chew toy thing. The love interest from the first book, she has a friend who, kind of steps in. Her name is Willa, and she ends up becoming the nanny for Luke, his son, and then they kind of spark a romance together. There is like the single dad trope. There is an age gap romance because Willa is 25 and Cade is 38. I'm really hopeful to finish this. Hopefully finish this by the weekend. Like I said, today is Thursday. I'm gonna read like a bunch tonight, I'm hoping. Wait, I want to read the book that has Jasper in it. Is that the next one? Because he's the hockey player, right? I think it's the next one. It is such a nice day out, you guys. I just was reading outside. I actually finished the book. So I'm here to give you guys my reading recap of Heartless by Elsie Silver. I think I'm gonna land on a 3-star rating. To be honest, this wasn't my favorite book. I still kind of feel like I'm in a book slump. I really loved the found family that's in here, and you do get a little sneak peek of the next book in this book because it has little cameos of Jasper, and then Sloane comes in kind of at the end, and I'm so excited to read his book Powerless, which is the next one in the series. As for Will and Cade, I wasn't like the biggest fan. I wasn't like super obsessed with them. Didn't really feel like too connected with them. The book, like not much very happened in it at all. It was very character driven, I guess you can say. It was a little predictable as like you got to the end. There was just really wasn't like anything super special about it that made my like jaw drop and made me not want to keep reading it, I guess. It just feels like kind of mid. I don't know how to feel about it. I think I'm gonna like the next book a lot more. As for like getting out of my book slump, I don't really feel like I'm out of my book slump. I think the next book I am going to read is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue because like I said, my hold on the library came up, so I actually have it downloaded to my Kindle and it is loading right now. Here she is. I think I'm going to end this reading vlog here. You guys might be confused right now because I was literally about to end this video and I was going to read The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I actually started it, read like 25 pages this weekend. Then I decided, well actually this is what happened. Me and my boyfriend went to Barnes & Noble and I bought Powerless, which is the 3rd book in the Chestnut Springs series. And honestly, I just like wasn't really feeling The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I wanted to read it initially because Sarah Crowley read it in a reading vlog and she was like sobbing. And I was like, I want to read that. So I like pushed my library hold back 3 times and I was like, nah, I'm just gonna read it, whatever. This is a long explanation, but anyways, I ended up starting this one because I was just like really in the mood to read it, and I wasn't going to include it because I really wanted to get a video up for you guys. I've been filming this video for probably 2 weeks now, maybe longer. I just really feel like this book is gonna bring me out of my slump, so it only feels right to continue on with this vlog and include it. I am currently 75 pages into it and I love Jasper. I am very curious about him and about his background, and I just really like how the this book started off. I feel like she just kind of threw you right to the action of everything and the plot. It's just like so different than the first 2 books that I've read so far, at least in my experience. I feel like I'm more entertained, I guess, if that makes sense. And I really like Jasper and Sloane's characters so far. And it's really fun to see the different members in the family kind of like pop up here and there. I really like that aspect about this series and the books I'm finding. By the way, Jasper is not like a brother technically, like related by blood in the Eaton family. He's like their very close friend that they've like grown up together, and he lived at their house. And Sloane is the boy's cousin. Jasper, he is a very famous hockey player. Sloane is a ballerina, and they have been really good friends since the age of 10. It's kind of giving like childhood friends to lovers. I'm just really enjoying it. I have high hopes that this is going to bring me out of my slump because I've been super excited to read it. So I'm gonna cross my fingers. To give you guys a reading update because I read a bunch of Powerless last night. I'm on page 288. I think I'm about like 60 something% of the way through. I'm not sure because I was reading on my Kindle. I also decided to do some tabs. I don't know if you guys can really see that. This is actually the first book that I have ever tabbed, like ever. Anywho, I am feeling a little mid about this book, unfortunately, and I don't think it's the book. I think it has got to be me. I really do like the way that the story is progressing. I like the tropes. There's so much longing for the other person and like pining after between the two of them. Some of the conflict bothered me a little bit because they're kind of like purposely avoiding each other and like communicating, but things are kind of coming to a head now where their relationship is really developing more, and I'm excited to see where the ending is gonna go. But unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be a 5-star book for me. I'm not that confident anymore that it's going to pull me out of my book slump, which is sad to say. However, I will continue to keep you guys updated. The next time you see me talk is probably going to be my review on the book. I'm back. I feel like I look a little ridiculous, but I've been sitting outside reading just because the weather is so nice today, and I got a facial this morning, so I'm wearing this big hat to cover up my face. I just finished reading Powerless. I think I'm going to rate it 4 stars. I loved, and I mean I loved, the way that this book ended. I was like in tears. I finished it on my Kindle actually, so I need to go back and add in like the rest of the tabs for the ending. I just loved the character development with both Sloane and Jasper. I love to see how they both kind of like figured themselves out as individuals and were able to come together as a couple. I think both of their stories are really sweet. This is definitely my favorite book so far out of all of the Chestnut Springs books that I've read. As she always does, there's a little cameo of Winter and Theo in here, and it makes me excited to just continue on with the series. I don't know what it is about Elsie Silver's writing, but I'm just eating it up. I swear, with every book I read, the series just continues to get better and better, probably because, you know, you have all the other characters, you read their stories, and there's just such a strong sense of found family with all of the characters on the ranch, and I'm absolutely obsessed with Harvey, the dad. I love him. I don't think, you know, he has his own book, but I would read it. But anyways, like I said, I think I'm gonna rate this one 4 stars. As far as like feeling like I'm out of my book slump, I feel like this is definitely getting me there. I finished it with the biggest smile on my face, but I don't know. I don't feel like I'm like really out of it yet, but this definitely helped me. So to wrap up today's video, I read 3 books in this mood reading / maybe get out of my book slump with me video. First of all, I was able to finally finish Kingdom of Ash, which is the last book in the Throne of Glass series. I decided to rate this one, I think, a 4.5 star. Very happy I finished the series. Sad to see, you know, the adventure over. I'm really gonna miss these characters, but very excited to dive into Crescent City. And then I read Heartless, which is the second book in the Chestnut Springs series, and this This one was my least favorite out of all of the ones I read in this video. I rated this one a 3 stars. Will and Kay just really weren't for me. I didn't really enjoy their story as much. For that, I actually tried to pick up The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, but I just decided to leave that off for another time because we went to Barnes and I ended up buying this book, and I just explained to you guys, you know, my thoughts and stuff. So 3 books for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching today's reading vlog. Thank you so much for watching. If you have made it this far, I hope that you guys are having a great day wherever you are. Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and leave me a comment down below letting me know your thoughts on all these books or what you're currently reading. But I love you guys, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye guys!